This is a video to explain the features inside my new mission, but before I would like to let the people know what Arma 2 is about. In order to tell as much as I can about Arma 2 in the minimum time, I have built a special video where, on the one hand, you will see a video with in-game pictures and, on the other hand, you will listen information about Arma 2 and the mission it created. Fasten your seat belts. Arma 2 is a tactical shooter with significant vehicle and aircraft elements. The player is able to command artificial intelligence squad members, which adds the real-time strategy element to the game. Arma 2 models, real-world ballistics and round deflection. Weapons are accurate models including graphics, sounds and animations. Materials penetration, bullet drop, ammunition power and magazine compatibility according to the real life. The most complex thermal vision simulation ever seen in a game. Deployable backpacks for equipment, real-time day-night cycle, dynamic wind, weather and environmental effects, multiplayer with large-scale maps for more than 50 players and hundreds of artificial intelligence units. It is the gaming paradise for players that they want to play as a group. 225 square kilometers of real-world data. Certain hilltops reach an altitude of over 700 meters, 350 kilometers of roads, 50 towns and villages, partial and total destruction of buildings and objects, almost 100 square kilometers of forests, direction and distance. Signs accompanying road network, civilian population and wildlife, view distance of up to 10 kilometers, 6.25 miles. The number of agents supported by the engine is limited mainly by computer performance. This allows a wide range of scenarios to be played, from small unit actions up to large-scale battles. The engine is so realistic that it's also used to train soldiers in countries all over the world. The game has some expansion packs: Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead, Arma 2 British Armed Forces, Arma 2 Private Military Company. The combination of Arma 2 and Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead is known as Arma 2 Combined Operations, and this is what you will need in order to play in most of multiplayer servers. Some servers use modifications, so before to join to them, you will need to download the modification files using a program like 6 Updater. This modification files can increase even more the simulation or add new vehicles and environments. Running Arma 2 Combined Operations, you can feel intimidated by the simulation and the incredible number of locations, vehicles, weapons, soldiers, buildings. This is what makes you feel like you are in a world and not in a game. Because Arma 2 has huge environments, you will need to travel before coming to the area of interest. In addition of completing the mission, you will need to get there alive. To travel you can use push bikes, cars, lorries, tanks, helicopters, aircrafts and ships. All vehicles are properly simulated. Every vehicle in the game can be controlled by both players and artificial intelligence alike and provide features authentic to each vehicle. Vehicles have destructible wheels and limited partial destruction. Destroyed vehicles turn into wrecks, explode appropriately according to the amount of fuel and ammunition they contain. Some vehicles feature simple defensive countermeasures. Due to the complexity of Arma 2, there are people that could get frustrated when they play Arma 2 for the first time because the hard simulation, the battlefield size, modifications. Arma 2 is big and deep. I'm playing Arma 2 since it was launched, and every day I still learning something new about it. I don't see those things as negative facts, I see them as the added value. How long it takes for you to get bored playing with a small easy standard shooting game. Many times you will feel that is always the same thing. That doesn't happen in this game. In this game both teams they can move freely, so the enemy could be on front, behind or in your left or right side. Player versus player matches they can last 1 hour or more. So you will have enough time to try different tactics. Initially I created this mission to help beginners of Arma 2. Advanced users they can improve their skills or share them with their colleagues, and everyone will be capable to use and compare all weapons in Arma 2 Combined Operations. The mission is rigorous and easy to run. I spent some time thinking how I can make the things easier for the final user. For example, describing some of the features for when something is not right. Tell to the user what they need to do so they don't need to guess what they need to do next. For example, simple things like it is not possible to start a test without a weapon or without ammunition. So the test will be cancelled and the mission will show you a message telling you that you need a weapon or ammunition. Here we have the mission that will allow you to use all weapons including the ones equipped with night vision or thermal vision. I called it the shooting range, and looks like that it is the first complex shooting range mission that has been done in multiplayer. This mission is not the result of putting together two good ideas. This is a finished product and it is a great achievement. How many times have you seen a multiplayer shooting range mission? It is the first time that I ever seen something like this, and I'm playing games for more than 25 years. Most of time was spent on improving the code and testing. I spent a lot of time creating this project because I did it alone. But the important thing is how to fix some technological issues, how we can count every single shot for every player in a multiplayer mission. The code used to do this is simple and strong. In this case, the code works for 5 players without problems and it doesn't use triggers or public variable commands. In fact, it doesn't use extra resources. How to create a shooting range competition mode. After the code has been improved several times, I end up with what I call a simplified version. Only the official can choose between modes by using his 2 extra laptops, and when the test starts his weapon, ammunition and target will be used to create the test. In addition, this code is easily updatable to include new weapons and new tests in the future. How to create a smooth left-right movement of the target. That is the added value to this mission and it makes the mission more interesting. This movement affects to every target type. How to create a perfect dark environment in an airport full of lights. The lights create some problems when they are placed behind the target or close to you. I didn't find the switch, and to resolve this problem I removed all the lights that create issues by using a code. How to allow the player to see where the projectile goes. This is important because the main reason for this mission is to allow the player to train himself to shoot. Thanks to projectile camera code, on one hand, you will capable to follow the projectile trajectory, and on the other hand, you will see if the projectile is capable to penetrate the material and how it has been affected. This small code runs without problems with bullets, grenades and missiles. How I can allow the player to shoot to a target that is very far from him. Initially I started this project on a small airport, the one located at the small island called Utes. The landing strip in there follows the axis of the game editor. This made easier to code, but the distance between player and target was not comparable with the distance that you can have in a multiplayer server. In a multiplayer server the usual vision distance is 1500 meters. Finally, I decided to move the mission to a bigger place, the biggest airport in China. Here the distance between you and your target can reach 1425 meters, but there is a little issue. The landing strip is not aligned with the editor axes. Don't worry guys, I found the right maps equations to resolve this little problem. Because of this we can now shoot objects that are within 1425 meters, and you can also see the statistics. The shooting range is basically an Arma 2 Combined Operations weapons benchmark, but it also will allow you to compete against other players. There is a training mode, and 2 modes of competition, simple and multiple. Simple test. Target's distance will not change and the winner will be the one who hit the target more times and with higher accuracy. Multiple test. The distance of the target will change each time the target is hit, and the winner will be the one who finishes the test in the shortest time. For every win you will receive points. The points for each test will depend on the distance, movement, day-night and number of targets. In this mission you will have more than 60 different weapons to test. More than 150 weapons including weapons variants. The mission is located in the largest airport in Arma 2. This will allow you to place your target from 25 to 1425 meters, almost a mile. In addition, you will be capable to analyze and compare weapons, stance, ammunition and more. By using the shooting range you will get used to recognize the sounds of weapons, so you will have an extra clue when you will know that that unit is a friendly unit or an enemy unit. The mission has been created for 5 players online, and you can check statistics of your mates at all times. The mission is user-friendly because it has been built in a standardized menu system, and it will let you know what you need to do at all times. The mission uses mathematical formulas to locate objects so everyone has the same at the same place, and it uses an anti-cheat system to create a fair competition. In addition, when the test starts all players will be running exactly the same code. The official, first on the list, is the only one who can change the 2 game modes, training and test. The training mode allows you to pick any weapon and you can move freely. When test mode is activated you cannot move freely, and all players will have the same weapon, ammunition, target and time to complete the test. Thanks to this mission you could teach or learn how to use the weapons, analyze them using the weapon analysis option and more. Every player has 4 boxes and 1 laptop. The boxes have been labeled according to their content: pistols, submachine guns, assault rifles, machine guns, shotguns, rifles, sniper rifles, grenade launchers, missile launchers. Thanks to the laptop you can change target's distance, change target's type, modify target's left to right movement, switch projectile camera on or off, do weapon analysis and more. Weapon analysis will help you to know how much time does the bullet take in reaching his target, at what speed does the bullet move. The higher the projectile speed, the easier it will be for you to hit the target. How many times you need to hit the target to kill it. This value depends on ammunition's caliber, projectile speed and the distance of the target. The official has 2 extra laptops that allows him to choose games mode, show or hide target's distance, so you will need to use the range finder to create an aerial target that will indicate you every time you hit it and more. You can use projectile camera to know where the target has been hit. If you want to use weapons equipped with thermal vision sights you can use the soldier as target. The standard target is good to check weapons precision but is not good to check how powerful the weapon is. To check weapons power use the soldier as target. Note that this mission has been built with a system that doesn't allow you to leave weapons on the ground. If you want to check your gear use the boxes. The mission is featured in 2 languages, English and Spanish.